Look at this. Who would have thought that using a under bonnet light there would be perfect if you've got a roll cage in the back of your car. Boom. So, not very exciting, but thanks to Burson, we now have a trans temp gauge there. I didn't want to try and hack any big holes in the dash, so it's just mounted in a nice little gauge mount there under the dash. Not in anyone's way. It's not something I'll be constantly looking at, but you know, it's one of those things when you're towing or doing things that will load up the transmission that you'll check from time to time. There's Jason in the background yelling at people. There's Brenton. Not totally exciting, but a while ago, for being smart and keeping things legal, the driver's side seatbelt was fraying, so I replaced it and put a new one in. And then yesterday I've gone and put the seatbelts back in and gone, this one's probably 26 years old, like the car, and a bit tired and a bit sad. So thanks to the legends at Burson, I called up and within 12 hours I have a brand new seatbelt that's arrived. So not totally exciting, but seatbelts are very important, and being a universal one, it comes with the adapter kit and all that sort of thing. So I've done the exact same thing on the other side, but yeah, perfect. So I'm going to be putting that in now. So that the main thing with this too is it's like one of those, some passengers care about cars, some don't. So if you've got a seatbelt that's lazy like that, there's a good chance that one day it's going to fling outside the car and stay there, and then someone's going to slam the door on it and things will get chipped or dented, and then people get frustrated. So to eliminate that, just put a brand new one in it. Time to get some brake pads. Get me some Bendix. Smile, you're on candid camera.
Shoes for you.
Brake shoes.
And I've got the HDs over here, sorry. Got a busy one ahead of you today?
Oh, just bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Also need to go and harass him.
How you going, mate?
Can't smile.
How are you? Yeah.
Look at that, all the orders and everything like that. Yeah. Yeah, good man. Where's he hiding? Yeah. How good is this? It's Thursday today. It's Thursday afternoon. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to put on the car. Yesterday I was waiting on bits, so it was a bit of a quiet day, so I was just sort of getting little bits and pieces done. In the background here they have the engine dummied up and sitting in Charlie's car, which is cool. I think he's coming in tomorrow to check it out. Should be pretty exciting for him. I sent him a sneak peek, but that is kind of cool. An old F-truck with a supercharged Coyote sitting in it. The Monaro that Jason was working on, that's also done. He's just waiting for the wheels on that. It's come up really cool. You'd never tell it was a vinyl wrap unless you went up and looked at it really close. It's a pretty good deal, that. So this thing though, I've got a whole bunch of bits to show you. Good times. Bendix handbrake shoes, Bendix heavy duty front and rear pads, and also thanks to Burson. And meanwhile I've got this pile of Newlon stuff here. That's all going in tomorrow. Perry's going to be my lubricants man. And this though is the coolest part. Aside from having these very nice new slotted rotors and braided brake lines here, which will go perfectly with the Bendix pads, and brand new front and rear calipers. So they're just standard calipers, but yeah, pretty damn cool. And speaking of cool, another box arrives from the legends at Marksville Drive. It's full of cardboard. The Marks hydraulic brake booster. Very, very cool. Now I posted this up on the LS group the other day and Facebook, and somebody commented, oh, that's really expensive, but it's not really when you think about the amount of development and time that's been put into this. It's got adapter plates. There's your front one that bolts straight up to the Landcruiser master cylinder. The rear one bolts straight up to the Landcruiser firewall. They sell it to you with all of the hydraulic hoses, which I've already got here. So they've done all the hard work for you. So what you're paying for this product is not just for the product, you're paying for all the research and development, testing and all that sort of stuff. And as soon as I mentioned I was putting one of these onto the engineer, he got very excited and said, yep, awesome. You know that this is a really good bit of gear, because if an engineer wants it on the car, you know it's going to work. Can't wait to get this on there, which I'm going to do in a minute. And it's actually quite heavy. Lucky I've got it in my good hand. But yeah, get this on, as well as a brand new brake master cylinder from Burson I've got there. This is going to be helping the car to stop quite a bit. All right, Perry's getting his squeeze on.
Easy as that.
So completely honest opinion, Perry, for a man who's probably pumped millions of litres of bloody transmission and gearbox all over his career.
Yeah.
What do you reckon of the EZE Squeeze?
It makes life so much easier. That's really good. Instead of mucking around with pumps and funnels and everything else, it works beautifully.
Gives you good arm workout too.
Oh, it does.
But it's just, I found though, just not messy.
No, it just works.
This beast of a thing here, it's a pretty weird way of explaining it, but no, very cool idea.
It is. And it works a treat.
There you go, look, no spill, no mess. What are you doing, Perry?
I'm just priming up the power steering system.
There you go, so similar but different to priming an engine for oil pressure. This is just basically because we've got a hydraulic brake booster steering box and a power steering cooler, all completely dry and empty. So what Perry's doing is he's pumping the system full before we even start the engine. That way when it starts it's all ready to go.
Looks a bit like we. It's not. One coolant. Latest and greatest. Oh, child-proof lid. What a surprise.
Jason struggles to get it off.
Common problem when you get to this age.
It's kind of cool looking, no pun intended.
Pineapple juice.
Yeah.
Bubbling away. Yeah.
That's saying it's full. And the oil filter's full, so.
Yep. So it's what's the temperature today? Like minus 40.
Oh,
Yeah.
nah, minus 38.
Yeah, it's pretty damn cold at the moment. It's Wednesday. The Barra Mustang in the background there is getting pulled apart so it can go off and get painted. But the other day we fired up the Landcruiser. Got it running just quickly just to check the fluids and stuff like that. And now hopefully just getting everything to the point where I can actually run it and get onto the brakes. But I'm just going to hopefully fire it up again just to make sure everything's all hunky-dory, all the gauges are all working, and see how we go from there. Greetings from the land. No, just kidding. Alright, it's bloody dark in here, so I've got this light here. This looks ridiculous, so I'm going to go around the back of the car so I don't look like an idiot. Okay, it is Wednesday afternoon, and just before earlier this morning, I started the car up, checked everything seems really good, it's running great. All the wiring's absolutely mint. Can't thank the guys from Killa Kustom Cables and Conversions enough for doing such a brilliant job on the loom and being so helpful when I was a bit of a not knowing what to do with a couple of things. But today after that, I'll spin the camera around in a second, but basically with Perry's help I've been doing the brakes on the car, so I've got brand new slotted rotors, brand new calipers from Burson, and Bendix Ultimate pad, so the thing's going to be brilliant. Oh, and also not to mention from Mark's Full Drive, the braided lines and the hydraulic booster. So compared to what it was before, and most 80 series owners would probably agree, they do stop pretty well. They got really good brakes on them, but now with the upgraded booster lines, pads and slotted rotors, it's going to be brilliant, I reckon. So I'm actually really looking forward to doing it. Also replaced the handbrake shoes just because they were looking a bit old, but just pretty much going right through the brakes, even doing new banjo bolts and bits and pieces. One thing I'm looking at the moment is doing the rear diff. It was something I was thinking about leaving till a bit later, but noticed the front pinion seal is leaking. The diff center's probably, I've looked through the history of the car because I've got a really good history from the previous owner, and I can't see the diff's ever been done. I'm going to leave the factory LSD in it, but I think the diff gears are probably getting a little bit worn. Front pinion seal's got a tiny leak in it, so it might actually be a good chance to do diff center rebuild, new pinion and crown wheel, new bearings in the center, new axle bearings, and then at some stage, I think it's going to be tricky at the moment just because of all the COVID-19 stuff and shipping and everything, looking at some upgraded rear axles, but for the meantime the factory one should be fine. But I'll spin it around, show you what's going on. About halfway through doing the brakes, and yeah, it's getting there. Happy it's running. Yeah, so much work's been done. Alright, so here you go. On the back we've got the brand new disc rotors, brand new calipers sourced from Burson, and that was basically a next day turnaround from them. I rang up and said, can you guys get calipers for these or changeover ones or something like that, and they said you can get your brand new ones, which is awesome. Yeah, the old calipers were still good, but you know, they've done 26 years of hard service, so give the car a birthday with some fresh ones. So in there, we've got the Bendix Ultimate pads, the PHAT suspension there, which hasn't been in the car all that long, only a couple of years, so it's going to give that shock a bit of a clean up. But speaking of clean up, nice segue there, got the Bendix brake cleaner there, and also the Ceramaseal, which you've seen in some of the other videos. Yeah, use that on the backing plates for the handbrake, which I will show you on the other side. So there you go, there's the rear disc, which also doubles as a handbrake drum. And down here we've got the Bendix heavy duty pads that's going into it, also the brand new shoes for the handbrake. They're the Bendix pads, you can always tell they're the Bendix ones because they've got the blue stripe across them. So there you go, brand new handbrake shoes. Got the Ceramaseal in the back there just to help it, no grinding or anything like that, but this will all be going back together tomorrow. Front's just coming together, I've just got some new seals on the way, but same deal, brand new discs there and brand new calipers, Bendix pads in there, and yeah, all looking pretty good. So under this very dark dingy bonnet here, everything's all hooked up now. Got the hydraulic booster from Mark's Full Drive all sorted out. Just got to clamp all these lines together and put them underneath the airbox. Got to run that extra couple of wires there. One of them is for the oil pressure gauge and another one for the air conditioner, to switch that on and off from the factory buttons. Setting up the airbox at the moment, that's another job we've got to get done this weekend. And then basically everything over this side's almost done, just a quick tidy up last minute. And then on Friday, if all goes to plan, we'll have a bloke coming in Dan, his name is, from Dan Track, which is pretty much right next door to us here. He's a gun with making air conditioning pipes and that sort of thing, so he's going to come in and make all brand new air conditioning pipes using some of the bits from the old GM stuff and Landcruiser stuff. Got a new aircon receiver dryer there and condenser behind the coolers there, so yeah, the aircon should be pretty mint afterwards, using an LS1 compressor down there. But yeah, other than that, who cares about everything else? It runs, it makes lots of noise, and I'm a happy man. So happy days. I'll leave you guys to go and watch some other more exciting videos. And also, while we're here, speaking of other channels, there's a bit of progress here. I'm not sure where he's up with his videos this week, but this is Charlie's F truck that you saw in the last video. The engine's sitting in there. They've started doing the mounts for it. The front end's been set up, it's got the new arms and everything in it, so it's sitting a bit lower now. But yeah, Charlie's getting pretty excited, and this thing's going to be super cool. So as you can see, he's got a whole bunch of bits there. There's my shadow. And yeah, watch this space. This will be a very cool thing. And speaking of cool things, if you head over to the Tuff Mounts YouTube channel, which Jason's just started doing more work on, you'll see an update on this thing here. So if you can actually hear me over the bloody rain, that's Jason there. So yeah, head over to the Tuff Mounts YouTube channel. He started to kick into gear, doing some more updates on the cars, and this thing's just about to get some more fab work done to it, and then head off to the panel shop to get a squirt of paint. So yeah, watch this space.